everyone, it's Nate and welcome to my intro for Partners in Cream. This is a project that's been around for a couple of years. It's the first time I've done it, and I think this one started back at the beginning of the year. I'm a little bit late to the party, but it's one that I've been considering doing a few times now, and I've just finally got around to actually getting it all together and doing it. So in this project, you pick, I think it can be anything from 6 to 10 or 5 to 8, I don't know. I think this one is pretty open to how many products you can choose. And the idea of this one that makes it different from some other project pans is that this one is devoted to cream products. Or pretty much, from what I understand, anything that's not a powder. And the idea of limiting it to that is that these are the products that are more likely to go off, to go bad, to dry out if you've got a fairly big collection. So the things that you might want to target to work on first, because they may not last as long as some other things that you have. So I've got 6 products that I've picked out. Most of them are reasonably narrow in the cream definition. One of them's not so much. But that being said, it is something that is getting pretty close to drying out. Alright, so with no further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so first product is this Clinique Super Balanced makeup foundation. Pretty sure this one's in the colour Alabaster, yep. This is so very old. It's actually got a MAC pump on it because I had this for years and barely touched it. And I think part of that was because it didn't have a pump. So I thought I'd go out and buy a pump for it. At that time, Clinique didn't seem to be making them anymore. So I found this MAC one. And I figured, they're both Estee Lauder brands. Possibly a standard size. And it actually fits well. The tube is a little bit bent in there, I believe, because the MAC ones are probably that much taller, maybe. But it does seem to be working. It makes it a lot easier to use. And I tend to mainly use foundations that are in plastic tubes because I tend to not necessarily do my makeup at home. I tend to try to get to work and do my makeup at work, because that way I know about how much time I've got to play with, because generally I take public transport, and that just saves me the hassle of just sort of drifting off while I'm doing my makeup, and before you know it, I'm running late. So that's why this one is currently not my priority. I have, however, started using it one day a week when I've been starting work later. So it is starting to see some not great huge use, but something more of a regular usage. So yeah, that is about where this one is at the moment. It's really hard to tell with this one. It's fairly thick. It sticks to the sides, but I do seem to have an air bubble that seems to be hanging around. I find the best results with this one is to sort of almost leave it like that for a while until it sort of settles a bit, then tip it up and see the point to which it rises. Just because it doesn't really settle all that well. So that's where I'm going to say I'm starting that one. I also weighed it. It's 108 grams, one thing about foundations is that you can see a little bit of usage in a sort of tangible number that actually has some meaning, in that if you use it a couple of times, it'll probably lose a couple of grams. You know, you use it 5 times, you'd expect to lose a gram or 2. So yeah, that works fairly well with foundations, and I must be tired because I am rambling. Alright, next is another foundation. This is an Avon Mark Nude Matte. The colours are rubbed off. I think it was peony from memory. This is a foundation that I'm using a lot more regularly than the other one because it is in a squeezy tube. That being said, it tends to be the one I use when I get to work if I've got a bit more time. Because it's matte, it takes a little bit more finessing. I don't think it's settled much at the moment. Just going to hold it up. Yeah, it hasn't really settled. I know it's under here. I think it's under here. I think it could even be less. There's really not much in it. This guy is currently weighing at 14 grams. I'm hoping to have this one done in the next couple of months. I'm thinking maybe about 12 uses left on this one, maybe. Somewhere around there. So yeah, that one I am reasonably confident I will finish by the end of the year. Which I reckon is when this project finishes. I reckon it's a January to December one. I'm saying that in the intro because, you know, I'm an idiot. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this one's January to December. I'm just being a little bit slack in actually getting around to doing anything about it. Alright. Next one is a lip varnish from MAC. I think it may have even been the only lip varnish they did, or they may have only ever done one release of the lip varnishes. They're not something that they make anymore. I think I used this after I had cream on my hands because it's pretty much rubbed off. The writing on the side, I can sort of see it. Don't know how you guys will go. This is in the colour Molto Bene. It's currently settling about this point here, and weighs 12 grams. I'm thinking this will probably take me longer than the year to use up, and I do seem to have a few other lip products in projects. So I think what I'll do is mark this one and then maybe set a goal to use, I don't know, maybe a centimetre of it, something like that. Just something that I feel confident in achieving, because I can't see this one being done. Maybe I'll go to the top of the writing there. That might be better. We'll go to the top of the writing there. It's hard to see, but it is there. So that would be about that point. It's currently about this point. So we'll set that goal for now, and we'll see how far we get. Okay, next one is an eyeliner. This is called a Mega Impact eyeliner. This is an old Avon one, and it's in the colour Golden Fawn. It's actually really, really pretty eyeliner. It's a good inner corner colour. I am wearing it at the moment, even though my lighting is horrendous. This is one I suggested to Paula, who's a beauty guru, made me done it when she was looking for something similar, because it's a really interesting colour. I actually did a tiny little swatch on my hand, but it's not really showing up all that well. When it catches the light, it's very, very pale. Out of the light, it's, I don't know if you'd call it a rose gold or what you'd call it. In some lights it almost looks grey, almost like a pewter or something. It is really pretty. So this one is currently 9.6 centimetres the full length. I also tend to measure from here because that tends to be somewhere near where the product ends. It probably actually ends about there. But I also tend to measure from here, and that one is 8.1 that way. My goal on this one, I think will probably be a measurement goal. I'm thinking possibly getting it down to maybe 8 centimetres all up. So that'd take about 1.5 centimetres off. So bring it down somewhere around there. So yeah, I think that might be my goal for this year. This one, as old as it is still a reasonably nice consistency. Probably, yeah, it's a really interesting colour, this guy. It looks almost grey pewter in some lights and almost a rose gold in others. I'm really bad at describing colours and scents and things, but that's what I'm going with. Oh yeah, and the other thing I was going to say is it'll probably move fairly quickly because this tip is actually broken. It's broken really strangely. I don't know whether it was partly filled from one batch and then they brought another one through or whatever, because it doesn't seem to be an air bubble, but the way it's broken, at the bottom it's almost that shape, but then the product coming up from underneath it also seems to be that shape. So I don't know, but yeah, I think that once I sort of hit that point, I'm probably going to lose a little bit of the product, so it'll probably go a little bit faster. The other thing with this one was that when it broke, it sort of stayed up, and I didn't realise it was as short as it was because the bit that had broken was staying up. And I'd just sort of give it this tiny little wiggle and it would pop out about that much further and I'd use it. And it wasn't until it somehow got shoved back and I couldn't get it out. I kept sharpening it, and about that much of it disappeared. But yeah, it's a really pretty colour. And man, I have been rambling. Okay, and the sixth product in this project is this cranberry medley hand cream from Philosophy. This is a 30ml tube. It has this almost baked smell to it. It's really interesting. It came in a pack of 3. It just basically says about putting the berries and in some cranberry juice and letting it sit. So the fact that it's like, you know how the Philosophy have like the recipes. So yeah, the fact that this almost has this sort of bakery smell is a bit strange, but it is really quite nice. Probably a good sort of autumny scent, and we're going to be heading into autumn in the next couple of months. Measures at 32 grams at the moment. These generally last me 3 or 4 months. I do have another project that's coming up. I think it's slated to start on the 15th of April, which is a one that the Fantastic Ladies do every year, which is a colour themed one. So it would be nice if I could get close to having this one done by the time that one starts. I don't think I'll quite be there. I'm thinking this is going to be a sort of May, June-ish finish. But I do have at least 2 hand creams that I'm planning to put in that project. So yeah, hopefully I can make some good use on this one before that one kicks in. And I think I have missed there's actually 5 because this is number 6. These are from a brand called Models Prefer, which I believe is a home brand, exclusive brand to Priceline. In Australia, they're the probably our really biggest chain drugstore makeup shop. They start off as Pricelines. They tend now to be Priceline pharmacies, but they do tend to have a fair bit of makeup. So these are just some deep clean exfoliating cleansing wipes with MP Aquaflex. And the reason I've put these in is because these are pretty well completely dried out. So I'm just going to use these with some micellar water. Be so glad to get them done and out the way before they completely dry out. Bit hard to tell how many I've got. I'm thinking it's got to be less than half a packet. Started off with 25 in there. I'm thinking 10 to 12 left in there. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'm endeavouring to post these videos more often, but we'll see how we go. If you like this video, I would love you guys to give it a thumbs up. And maybe if you'd like to watch this one go on, you can subscribe. I'd love that as well. Until then, I'll see you next time. Bye.